Here's some good news, too. We're ending with good news, guys. We are ending with some neat news. Here's an article diving into municipal broadband. This is proof that we're winning. This is proof that the municipal broadband movement is gaining steam. For any of you that are newer to this show, that's a movement that I'm really trying to do my best to be part of. I was on the Community Broadband Community Bits podcast over on the Institute for Local Self-Reliance. Check out that episode. And I talked about how I'm trying to get municipal broadband into my community in Pasadena. What is municipal broadband? If you're really new to this show, it takes the internet out of the for-profit corporate predator hands and puts it into the hands of cities and municipalities. Other cities that have done this have the best internet at a reasonable price. And guess what? They don't have to worry about losing net neutrality. Because with the loss of net neutrality, we have to worry about the type of internet we have access to now. And if you take the internet out of big cable's hands, out of AT&T's hands, out of Verizon's hands, out of Comcast's hands, and put it into the hands of cities and municipalities, you're going to get net neutrality in the charter, and you're going to get good internet at a reasonable price. Other cities that have done this, it's worked. Chattanooga, Tennessee, Sandy, Oregon, Fort Collins, Colorado. And this article is saying how this movement is gaining steam. Let's look into it. Municipal broadband internet, the next public utility. I hope so. Initiatives across the country seem to be gaining steam as cities look to encourage equitable access, but pitfalls around cost and taxpayer risk remain. As the need for equitable internet access, so this is according to the article. We're going to dive into this article, and then we're going to respond to that. As the need for equitable internet access becomes increasingly important to leaders, some cities are taking matters into their own hands and setting up municipally owned and operated networks. When internet is treated as a public utility like gas, water, or electricity, some city leaders say it can help residents find jobs, do homework at home more easily, and connect easier to new technology like telehealth. You know what else it does? It's also an incentive for businesses to move into the community. But let's continue with the article first. And while telecom companies and internet service providers, those are your AT&Ts, your Comcast, have pushed back, arguing that they are in the best place to provide service and are doing what they can to roll it out citywide. No, they're in the best place to maximize their profits, and that's what they're going to do. Services be damned. The likes of Chattanooga, Tennessee, and Fort Collins, Colorado have taken the lead, while others such as Seattle are trying to follow in their footsteps. It doesn't matter who you are, what you look like, what you do as your business. Everybody gets it. Brain fart. Chattanooga Mayor Andy Burke said, referring to the city's internet program, and during an event this month in Washington, D.C., hosted by the media company Axios. Public benefits. So proponents of municipal internet, of which I am one, argue that the most compelling reason to treat it as a public utility is to ensure equitable access for all, regardless of neighborhood, to help address the digital divide. And already work is underway. The Institute of Local Self-Reliance, I was just on their podcast, said nearly 750 communities have carried out projects to some degree, and it has inspired others to try to follow their lead. Municipal internet can take many forms, from a full service where the city acts as the ISP, to the laying of dark fiber to encourage private leases, to public-private partnerships. Advocates, all right, so Seattle has their own project going on. Now, price has been a key driver for communities. Admin ID has a government-led initiative to provide 1 gigabit to everyone for less than $60 a month. Feasibility studies and strong public support have helped make municipal internet a mainstream issue in Seattle. Chattanooga took the approach of partnering with its public electricity utility. Now, here's where the policy part comes in. This is according to the article. Opponents of municipal broadband have not gone down without a fight, with battles in state houses and at the FCC over the issue. Now, President Obama gave a speech in Cedar Falls, Iowa, said that a community has the right to make its own choice and to provide its own broadband if it wants to. And if there are state laws in place that restrict the use of these community efforts, we should do everything we can to push back on those old laws. Obama said that. The following month, the FCC, under former Chair Tom Wheeler, ruled in a 3-2 decision to preempt state laws in Tennessee and North Carolina that prevented community broadband providers from expanding service. And a lot of these rulings have been held up. We've covered some of that. But despite what could be onerous restrictions, because there's been restrictions on states and on municipalities, some cities have still been able to break through. Colorado requires that jurisdictions put municipal broadband plans to voters on a ballot initiative. And in Fort Collins, it passed. So here's what it is. When you look at it just out the gate, it's going to cost a community more. It's going to cost a city more to develop their own municipal project than to just let Comcast come in and take care of it. On the surface, it's going to cost more. But when you look into it, it saves money. Why? Because first of all, it's a city investment that the city owns. And making service better will be easier as the years go by. B, residents over time are going to pay less than what they would pay for Comcast. And that's why the town of Charlemont, Massachusetts, they had the decision to have Comcast take care of it or do it themselves. And they said, bye-bye Comcast, we're doing it ourselves. We want to assure the best internet possible. And we want to have it be an investment into the community. I almost knocked over my coffee. So we're doing it ourselves. When you think about municipal broadband as an investment, all of a sudden, the numbers are clearer that it's better to put it in the hands of the city, to have it be a utility, than it is to put it in the hands of a price gouging, for-profit, corrupt corporation. Because Comcast will price gouge you. They will not give you the best service they can. They will not build to the utmost degree they can if they have no competitors. And that's what these ISPs have established. They've established pretty much an organized duopoly across the country. That's why our internet service is not great compared to a lot of other countries. That's why typically customer service requires a lot to be desired, and that's putting it very lightly. It's because they have it set up that way. So if you put it in the city's hands, you're going to get better internet at a more reasonable price, and it's going to be an investment in your city. So that's municipal broadband. And articles like this prove that it's gaining steam and it's gaining momentum across the country. And that needs to continue. I'm fighting here in Pasadena. I just sent a letter to my city urging them to join Next Century Cities. What is Next Century Cities? It's an organization that helps cities seek internet solutions, helps them plan their municipal project. And it costs cities nothing to join. Go to nextcenturycities.org. All you need is a city official to agree to the charter and then join. It costs nothing. And in my community in Pasadena, other neighboring communities are already members. Los Angeles is a member. Burbank's a member. Santa Monica's a member. Beverly Hills is a member. So I'm trying to get Pasadena to become a member. And we're going to... I've not received word back yet from the city, but our next step is we're going to go to the planner's office directly. So that's where I'm at. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can tweet me an article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together and make it our own. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know